Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining our Zoom today. So we are still in Module 1, which is short stories. And you have a link in your LMS. And I also have our code up here for today, where you can just go to nearpod.com and go to students and type that code in, or you can click the link and it automatically connects with your school email. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. The code is up here, but I'm going to go ahead and get started to make sure we have enough time to get through everything we need to get through today. So as you're coming in and joining, just go ahead and on a scale of Baby Yoda, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling a little bit 4-ish. I am tired. But maybe you are not tired. Maybe you got a lot of sleep last night and you're here and ready to learn. Or maybe you're kind of amazed. Like number 3, I see some 4s rolling in. I see some 9s. He looks so cute, little 9. We need a new season of Mandalorian to come out, don't we? Okay, so go ahead and keep putting those in. While you're putting those in, I'm going to go through our agenda for today. So today's agenda, we're just doing a quick check-in. We're going to go over our Zoom rules, and I do just want to reiterate with you that these are rules that are district or school-wide, and remember our school is a K-6 elementary, so some of the rules may not apply to you, and I will let you know which ones those are. We're going to read our story 11, which is our short story for the week. If you're in today's Zoom, then this is all you have to do with reading it. You don't have to read it on your own because I will read it to you today. This is our little Nearpod we're going through. There'll be a few little questions and little spots where you can collaborate with your classmates throughout. And I'll give you a time at the end to ask any questions. We'll have a short little exit ticket. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So our Zoom ground rules: no chat while teacher is talking. Make sure you're on time. You can Zoom from your kitchen or living room. At your age, I'm fine if you Zoom from your room as long as you're paying attention and not distracted. You do need to mute yourself if you have a question. There's a little hand raise thing, or you can put your hand up like this and I will be looking out for that, okay? Or you can comment just to me. If you need to comment just to me, that's totally fine. Make sure you have your video on. That is our school rule, so have your video on if you can. If not, please message me. Be prepared. Adult needs to be present. That is for our littles, so you do not have to have an adult present. If one is present, that is okay, though. And then, like I said, raise your hand to talk, and please be respectful of each other. If someone is talking, please be listening, and don't have lots of loud sounds on, and be mute so that everybody can hear what that one person is saying. Okay, so I want you to look at this picture. I'm going to give you just a little bit of time to look at it. What do you see in this picture? And if you see a person, how do you think he or she is feeling and why? Okay, so this is going to be our first Collaborate board. So what you do here is you can share your thoughts. I want you for today just to write your thoughts. In the future, we'll do options where you can put your picture, you can record a video, record your voice, put a GIF, but today we're just going to be writing our thoughts. So what did you think of the picture? I'm going to go ahead and put my thoughts in there while you put yours as well. Okay, so I've got some good input so far. I put that it looked like a student who was upset, maybe had their head, sometimes when y'all lay down with your heads on the desk, like you're really tired or you're worn out for the day. That's what I thought it was for me. I liked that someone put, someone just at school, you notice the books there, maybe the coloring, someone resting or tired. Okay, so this picture relates a little bit to what we're going to be talking about today. Today I'm going to be reading for you our short story 11 by Sandra Cisneros. And that picture relates to our character in here today. So make sure you're paying attention. If I have the short story up on the screen for you to follow along with me, I also on the next slide have a video of the author reading the short story. And that's going to be, it's already in our LMS and it's in a comment. And if you need to go back and have someone else read it to you, you can listen to that after this or tomorrow. Since I'm reading it to you, though, you aren't required to have it to read it anymore. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that. But I'm going to go ahead and start. 11. What they don't understand about birthdays and what they never tell you is that when you're 11, you're also 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And when you wake up on your 11th birthday, you expect to feel 11, but you don't. You open your eyes and everything's just like yesterday, only it's today. And you don't feel 11 at all. You feel like you're still 10. And you are underneath the year that makes you 11. Like some days you might say something stupid, and that's the part of you that's still 10. Or maybe some days you might need to sit in your mama's lap because you're scared, and that's the part of you that's 5. And maybe one day when you're all grown up, maybe you'll need to cry like if you're 3, and that's okay. That's what I tell my mama when she's sad and she needs to cry. Maybe she's feeling 3. Because the way you grow old is kind of like an onion, or like the rings inside of a tree trunk, or like a little wooden doll that fit inside one another, each year inside the other one. That's how being 11 years old is. You don't feel 11 not right away. It takes a few days, weeks even. Sometimes even months before you say 11 when they ask you. And you don't feel smart 11, not until you're almost 12. That's the way it is. Only today I wish I didn't have only 11 years rattling inside me like pennies in a tin Band-Aid box. Today, I wish I was 102 instead of 11. Because if I was 102, I'd have known what to say when Mrs. Price put the red sweater on my desk. I would have known how to tell her it wasn't mine instead of just sitting there with that look on my face and nothing coming out of my mouth. Whose is this? Mrs. Price says, and she holds the red sweater up in the air for all the class to see. Whose? It's been sitting in the coat room for a month. Not mine, says everybody, not me. It has to belong to somebody, Mrs. Price kept saying, but no one can remember. It's an ugly sweater with red plastic buttons and a collar and sleeves, all stretched out like you could use it for a jump rope. It's maybe 1,000 years old, and even if it belonged to me, I wouldn't say so. Maybe because I'm skinny, or maybe because she doesn't like me, but that stupid Sylvia Saldivar says I think it belongs to Rachel. An ugly sweater like that, all raggedy and old, but Mrs. Price believes her. Mrs. Price takes the sweater and puts it right on my desk, but when I open my mouth, nothing comes out. That's not, I don't, you're not mine, I finally say in a little voice that was maybe me when I was 4. Of course it's yours, Mrs. Price says. I remember you wearing it once, and because she's older than the teacher, she's right, and I'm not. Not mine, not mine, not mine. But Mrs. Price is already turning to page 32 and math problem number 4. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm feeling sick inside. Like the part of me that's 3 wants to come out of my eyes. Only I squeeze them shut tight and bite down on my teeth real hard and try to remember today I'm 11. 11! Mama's making a cake for me tonight, and when Papa comes home, everybody will say, happy birthday to you. But when the sick feeling goes away and I open my eyes, the red sweater is still sitting there like a big red mountain. I move the red sweater to the corner of my desk with my ruler. I move my pencil and books and eraser as far from it as possible. And I even move my chair a little to the right. Not mine, not mine, not mine. In my head, I'm thinking, how long till lunchtime? How long till I can take the red sweater up and throw it over the schoolyard fence, or leave it hanging on a parking meter, or bunch it up in a little ball and toss it into the alley? Except when the math period ends, Mrs. Price says loud and in front of everybody, now, Rachel, that's enough. Because she sees I've shoved the red sweater to the tippy tip corner of my desk, and it's hanging all over the edge like a waterfall. But I don't care. Rachel, Miss Price says. She says it like she's getting mad. You put that sweater on right now and no more nonsense. But it's not now, Mrs. Price says. And that's when I wish I wasn't 11, because all the years inside of me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 are pushing at the back of my eyes. When I put one arm through one sleeve of that sweater that smells like cottage cheese, and then the other arm through the other sleeve, and stand there with my arms apart like if the sweater hurts me, and it does, all itchy and full of germs that aren't even mine. And that's when everything I've been holding in since this morning, since when Mrs. Price put the sweater on my desk, finally lets go. And all of a sudden, I'm crying in front of everybody. I wish I was invisible, but I'm not. I'm 11, and it's my birthday today, and I'm crying like I'm 3 in front of everybody. I put my head down on the desk and bury my face in my stupid clown sweater arms. My face all hot and spit coming out of my mouth because I can't stop the little animal noises from coming out of me until there aren't any more tears left in my eyes. And it's just my body shaking like when you have the hiccups, and my whole head hurts like when you drink milk too fast. But the worst part It's right before the bell rings. That stupid Phyllis Lopez, who's even dumber than Sylvia, says she remembers the red sweater's hers. I take it off right away and give it to her. Only Mrs. Price pretends like everything's okay. Today I'm 11. There's a cake Mama's making for tonight, and when Papa comes home from work, we'll eat it. There'll be candles and presents, and everybody will sing happy birthday to you, Rachel. Only it's too late. I'm 11 today. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, but I wish I was 102. I wish I was anything but 11, because I want today to be far away like a runaway balloon, like a tiny O in the sky, so tiny, tiny you have to close your eyes to see it. Okay, so that's our short story 11. So what we're going to be looking at in our short story today, now you have a copy of it, and this is the video that's also available to you, is we're going to be talking about similes. So we've talked about similes before, and we're going to be talking about figurative language is our unit for Module 2. So this will be a part of Module 2. So remember this, because we're going to be talking about similes, onomatopoeias, personification, all of that in Module 2. But I just want to start short or start small with just similes today because they go really well into this short story. So a simile is a comparison using like or as. I have examples here. I'm as cool as a cucumber. So we're comparing being cool as a cucumber. So you're cool like a cucumber in the fridge. My dog smells like dirty socks. So the dog smells bad like dirty socks. So they're comparing the dog to dirty socks. So in our collaborate board for right now, I want you to look back in our short story and find a simile. There are quite a few like similes where she's comparing one thing to another. So I want you to go ahead and find one and go ahead and put it in our little collaborate board. Comment on others if you see it. I'm going to give you just a little bit of time for this. Okay, I'm going to go over a few that are already in there. You can keep adding if you need to. So one is because the way you grow old is like an onion. So it's comparing you grow old to an onion using like. So old to an onion using like. And remember, a simile uses like or as. And then another one is only today I wish I didn't have only 11 years rattling inside of me like pennies in a Band-Aid box. So she talks about in the short story how she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 inside of her. Just like when you had a box and if you had shook it and there were like 11 pennies inside of it. That's how she felt like they were rattling inside of her. So I want you to keep adding those. Okay, great responses. Okay, so remember this assignment. You're going to be using similes and figurative language for your assignment on the module for tomorrow. Similes and our copy of 11 that we read today. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is krace@fortsmithschools.org, or you can shoot me a Google Hangout. I also have Zoom teacher office hours. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 12, so you can hop on there anytime. So as you log off today, go ahead and put what's your favorite type of dessert. And then once you click it, you can go ahead and log off. Thank you for joining today.